chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
It's on it. It's on it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
He's number one right now. Number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has finally talked about his comeback plans for 2026. He confirmed that his first event will happen this year against Mike Tyson, but said it will only be an exhibition fight. What surprised fans most was his statement that after Tyson, he is planning a real professional fight, possibly against Terence Crawford. Mayweather said that talks are already happening for an official, sanctioned fight, and both he and his team are working hard to make this return a reality.
Everything is going great. I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2026.
When people discuss dream fights in boxing, Floyd Mayweather's name always comes up. Even after retirement, his presence still dominates the sport, and fans constantly debate if he could beat today's champions. Recently, Robert Garcia gave his honest view about a possible fight between Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He pointed out that while Mayweather's career is legendary, he never did what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao did, becoming undisputed champions. Still, Garcia said he respects Mayweather's skills so much that he would still pick Floyd to win if the fight ever happened.
Man, he doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. There's still greats out there. There's still, his era or last era, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia made sure to highlight what makes Crawford special. He said Crawford achieved something Mayweather never did, unifying every world title in one division. Manny Pacquiao also became undisputed across many weight classes. Garcia explained that this is where Mayweather's record feels incomplete. Floyd stayed undefeated and beat many great opponents, but undisputed status was missing. Garcia said that doesn't reduce Floyd's greatness, but shows that Crawford is one of boxing's most complete fighters. Even so, Garcia said his experience tells him Floyd would still win because of his timing, defense, and ring intelligence.
I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. Fucking that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. All these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Adito explained that there are 2 versions of Floyd Mayweather, both legendary. First was Pretty Boy Floyd, the fearless young fighter who destroyed opponents with speed and aggression. Then came Money Mayweather, the smart businessman who mastered defense and became the biggest pay-per-view star in boxing. Olau described Floyd as a genius who built both his style and his brand, giving each version its own identity. Pretty Boy won fans by taking risks, while Money Mayweather amazed people with skill, strategy, and showmanship. Together, these 2 sides made him more than just a boxer. They made him the architect of modern boxing success.
Wait, I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking. I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it, right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was like, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Zab Judah, who once fought Floyd, didn't hesitate to call Terence Crawford the top fighter of this generation. He said every era has its star, and right now, that star is Crawford. Judah mentioned that Canelo Alvarez once said Crawford might even be better than Floyd, and that comment should be taken seriously. He believes Crawford has proven himself by dominating elite fighters in multiple weight classes. Judah respects Floyd's legacy, but says this era belongs to Crawford. He added that comparing fighters from different times is normal, but today, Crawford deserves full credit as the best boxer in the world.
Right now, number one, this is his generation, this is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, that, he know.
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
Too early? You like to see a rematch?
Not rematch. Rematches always sound good. But in a rematch, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I think so.
Redmond Edwards shared a different opinion, rejecting the idea of Floyd Mayweather versus Terence Crawford. He said such matchups feel unnecessary because Crawford should enjoy his success without being compared to legends. Edwards suggested that if Floyd really wants a big event, a fight with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense and attract more fan interest. He believes Crawford is in his prime and should be celebrated for his current achievements. Edwards said comparing him to Floyd takes attention away from his legacy. For him, boxing should stop chasing fantasy fights and let Crawford shine in his own time.
Obviously, never going to get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win. But if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, how the fights would go. And, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
Sean Porter reacted to the strange news of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, calling it more like a street fight than a real boxing match. He said there's real tension between the two men that could make the fight personal. Because of that, Porter doubts any boxing commission would approve it as an official bout. He warned that while the event might get huge attention, it could also turn ugly. Porter believes the risk of chaos outweighs the excitement, so it might never happen in a real ring. Many analysts agreed, saying these exhibition fights with legends like Floyd, Tyson, or Jake Paul are more about hype than real boxing.
You don't see this one coming unless you know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Sean?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like it makes sense for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in the ring situation. And so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened. And then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
Yeah, you're not kidding, right? Obviously we watched Mike Sean in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously, there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable, but it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring. It wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
You think it falls apart sometime before.
This doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced. So,
right.
Many critics said fans don't even enjoy these celebrity-style fights, especially Jake Paul's. They asked why boxing keeps depending on retired legends instead of promoting active stars. They believe this shows a weakness in today's fighters, who can't attract big audiences on their own. Analysts worry that if this continues, boxing will lose its true spirit and rely too much on nostalgia instead of real competition.
Stuff like this? No, I didn't like the Jake-Mike fight. I told you guys that. I didn't think Mike should have been fighting then. I don't think he should be fighting now. I don't like the fact that Jake and Gervonta are fighting when Gervonta is a sitting champion. At least these two are retired, but this is an indication, and I've said this over and over, of where boxing is. That this will probably have a ton of intrigue, but it's almost like the WWE rolling out Stone Cold Steve Austin or rest in peace Hulk Hogan whenever they need a big time pop and whenever they need to get the crowd energized because their current stars just aren't hitting the same. This is what boxing feels like right now. Boxing feels like Antiques Roadshow. Honestly, this kind of stuff, that's what it feels like. And again, it's the spectacle, it's the entertainment value, and it is the era of the unpredictable, as Mike says there, but it's not good. I can tell you that. It is not good. This is why we need people like Turkey Al Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, hell, Dana White to come into boxing and fix this shit, because stuff like this and Jake and Gervonta is kind of the norm now. Mike says, I still can't believe Floyd really wants to do this. He added, it's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it, so it's signed and it's happening. It's not even believable to hear Mike talk like that now. Because yes, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he'd be right. But we saw Mike struggle to walk into the ring versus Jake. And yeah, Mike was dangerous enough for Jake not engage with him. But Jake not engaging with him just circled and jabbed his way to the ending of an exhibition where both guys get their hand raised, and we all feel like, yeah, that wasn't a fight, because clearly Mike is not the same, and clearly Jake did not want to take that extra step to try to actually put him away.
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on the tension between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. He said Floyd is never like Mike, and that dislike could show if they ever fought. Rogan believes Floyd might not fight with his usual defensive style this time. Instead, he might try to knock Mike out to prove a point. Even though Floyd rarely goes for knockouts, Rogan said personal emotions can change everything. The idea of Floyd dropping his usual calm approach for revenge makes this matchup interesting, even if it's unlikely to happen.
Really? So they're not trying to knock each other out?
No, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. They have not liked each other forever.
Tyson and Mayweather?
Yes.
But they like
Mike Tyson and Mayweather don't like each other.
Huh.
If there's a fight that might be real, like where Mike Tyson might say, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out, or I'm going to try to knock this motherfucker out.
It would be Floyd? They wouldn't fight.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight, no
fighting.
disrespect, and if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect.
Yeah.
They look like they were sparring.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah. Working.
I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements. Really? If there was a moment
They've
to
had
crack.
beef for years.
Yeah. If there was a moment to really... Could he hit him? I mean, that little motherfucker can move still. At 50 years old, he's so slick.
Yep.
He's still in shape. He's still fit.
They're both old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
But this is the boxing.
How old is Mayweather?
67.
Dude, Bernard
49?
Hopkins was
49.
still at the best in the world at 50.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible.
That doesn't mean shit, though. With this. Because he
Kentucky's
was
got-
active fighting contenders.
Kentucky's got Gomez on the ground.
You're talking about two retired guys.
Yeah.
Fighting the
that's
exhibition.
so
It's just
weird.
money grabs.
It's
just,
so weird,
Yeah, it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. You know, it's something to watch.
I'll hate on it, but I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'll tune in. It's but it's not really fighting.
So Jake Paul's not
entertainment.
going to actually be trying to knock out Gervonta Davis. You know?
There's a reason it
If I
says
had to
exhibitions.
guess- If I had to guess, yeah. The event itself would be a world-class venue and be presented to a global audience with new in-ring technology elements that will reshape how boxing is presented and scoring is achieved for years to come. What does that mean?
That shit has Abu Dhabi written all over
What
it.
does that mean? This is Tyson versus Mayweather. What does that mean? Where are they doing that? Are they doing that in Saudi Arabia?
But of course.
But of course.
Because they have all the money.
My friend.
And they just go, what do
Yeah.
you want to see? I'd always like to see Floyd Tyson.
Who wants to fight an alligator?
Ariel Helwani ended the discussion with a realistic take, saying the Floyd versus Mike fight probably won't happen officially. He said most experts view it as just an exhibition for entertainment and money. More importantly, Helwani said the real goal seems to be building hype for Floyd's possible professional fight with Terence Crawford. He believes the Tyson exhibition is just a warm-up event to keep fans interested, while Floyd's team works on making the Crawford fight happen. In his opinion, the Tyson fight is mainly a setup to prepare for Floyd's true return to the boxing ring.
And Mayweather has been out of the spotlight for a lot longer now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's interest in that.
Does it happen, GC?
No.
No.
Which has more of a chance of happening, Connor? White House card or
White House
Mayweather
card seems
versus-
to be happening. I got to eat my crow on that one. It's
Yeah.
tough. Tyson Floyd,
no chance.
Also, even if it does happen, it's just like, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not them at their highest level. It's an exhibition. Everybody will clown on it when it eventually does happen.
There is a way that exhibitions can be fun. Tyson versus Roy Jones was actually like the best version of that, right? An exhibition that like I thought was exciting, delivered for the fans, but also that was so long ago for Mike Tyson. The version that we
It was
saw
like
against
early
Jake Paul-
50s.
Yeah, the version that we saw against Jake Paul just can't
Against
do it
the
anymore.
guy around his size, too. Floyd Mayweather is not that.
Roy's pretty small, but
So
no, not as small as Floyd though.
Yeah, Roy fought at heavyweight at
Yeah,
one time.
Yeah, Floyd is very small.
Mike Roy was super interesting. It was in the very kind of early stages of the pandemic.
Yeah,
8 months in, but we were
Yeah.
still kind of dark and depressed at that point. And like Tyson hadn't fought, it was nostalgic. It was
Yep.
Roy. Okay, so I got the appeal. I got the appeal of Jake because he was so much younger and he's a novice compared to Tyson. I don't know. Okay, now what's the appeal here? You know what I mean? What's the hook?
Two of the greatest boxers ever to fight
Yeah.
each other.
Just I feel like we just saw that with Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the same hook.
I feel like Tyson and Roy didn't have the same like vast reach that,
That was a
Jake
big
Paul
deal.
versus